Good morning, everyone. We've got a great list of attendees registered today, and I want to thank all of you for taking time to be with the team at Propertybase. My name is Nate Aswidge, and I'm the marketing director at Propertybase. And with me today, I'm joined by my colleague and co-host, Walker Mattingly. Walker leads the global sales team at Propertybase, and he's going to take you through the majority of the presentation today. It's been an exciting year for us, and we have a ton of great new CRM features to share with you today. So again, glad everyone can join and looking forward to spending some time today. A couple quick housekeeping items before we begin. We're recording this webinar, and we'll provide that recording to each of you at the end of our call today. Also a reminder that this webinar is highly conversational. Please use the chat feature in the lower right section of your window to submit questions at any time during today's presentation. We'll make sure to address those questions both in real time and during a Q&A period at the end of the call. And finally, our CRM website and marketing platform is constantly being updated with new features for all of our clients. We encourage everyone to contact us with any questions and to take advantage of our free consultation to evaluate your current processes. We will provide a link via email for that personal consultation at the end of today's call, along with the recording. And with that, I'll turn you over to my colleague, Walker Mattingly, who's going to take us through the value of a real estate CRM and demonstration of the product platform. Walker?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nate. Appreciate it. And it's nice to see everybody, or at least you can see me. I am going to turn off my video, though, because it will slow things down a little bit for us. But yeah, very excited to be here and share with you guys some new and exciting things that are happening here at Propertybase. We have been working very hard to push out a new user interface this year. We got some great new features and smart CRM, better way of working. And so I wanted to share that with everybody. But first, just want to run through a quick couple slides. I won't keep you guys in there very long, but just to kind of paint the picture, what's Propertybase all about? What's our philosophy? And, what are we trying to do in the real estate industry? So we recognize that first and foremost, everything in real estate is about connections. That's true for agents, of course, needing to connect with their clients and to connect with their community. And then the brokerages need to connect with their agents and help their agents find better ways to work and improve their sales and their ability to connect with their clients. And our belief is that technology should really just tie all of that together. Technology should be an enabler of connections. It should help facilitate those connections and just make those more fluid. And so that's really everything that we do when it comes to our product and learning from the market and deciding, how to improve our platform for our clients. It's really, falls all around that, building those connections and helping to facilitate those connections. So when you really break it down, we talk a lot about connectivity, but I think first you really need to start with what's the true cost of being disconnected. And I think it's very clear if you're disconnected from your clients, you're not going to sell any homes. That's obvious. But when we look at how brokerages operate and agents work, there's a true cost to being disconnected to the brokerage firm. And so, brokerages the traditional model is agents are just kind of all left to themselves to kind of figure it out. They use their own programs, and maybe the brokerage will provide some apps or a transaction tool support in that regard. But what agents are missing is a real fluid way of working, and it's a disconnectivity. They're kind of left to come up with their own processes and their own way of being efficient. And so after surveying thousands of agents, we figured it breaks down to about this: where agents spend their time when they're disconnected is about under half their time actually selling real estate. Where they're spending 18 to 20% of their time on just repetitive digital tasks data entry, learning new apps and trying to and trying to get the most out of the apps that they have, and collecting information for their clients. And really, these tasks aren't money earning tasks. They don't do anything to help you sell. And they're supportive of it, but the more time that you spend on this side of the equation, the less time you're spending actually selling and making those connections and building relationships. And Inman once reported, this is kind of a crazy stat, Inman once reported that prospecting can generate around $387 an hour if you're just pure prospecting. So if that's true, and you're wasting half your week of your 40-hour week on tasks that don't actually sell real estate, then you're throwing away around $30,000 in commissions. And so our belief is that with technology and with process and with automation, we can reduce that really significantly by just giving agents better tools and a better way of working. So what's the disconnect, and why in our industry is there this problem? And traditionally, it's that there's this giant gap between what the brokerages want and what the agents want. Brokerages want a fluid system. Brokerages want automation throughout their organization. They want transparency. They want to be able to see metrics about what leads are converting and what processes are working and which ones aren't. Whereas agents want just better tools to engage with their clients. They want, they want information at their fingertips. They don't want to have to jump around to all these different applications to find what they need. But right now there's this gap because brokerages are afraid to tell their agents how to work, and agents are, kind of left on their own to just kind of figure it out. And so that's where Propertybase comes in. And we believe in connecting your business on a true business platform. But in order for this to work, in order for there to be harmony here, you really have to have both. You have to have business process optimization, where you're getting those workflows, where you have kind of a lead to close system that is the most efficient possible. But you also need that personal process optimization. You need that great CRM tool that tells you who to call next and gives you those, your ability to create your own processes from within that and not be beholden to the way the brokerage wants you to work. And this all comes together. If you put it together on the right platform that offers both of these things, that's when you find success. And so part of that is consolidating the data, taking all these disconnected apps, all these different places where you're getting leads and all these tools that you're using in the business. It gets complicated, it gets convoluted. If you can bring all that data back into one place, then you can streamline the process. And so it's really important to go pick a system that's going to allow you to do that and make that easy for you. And to do that, you really need to pick the right platform. There's tons of lightweight CRM solutions out there for real estate. There's tons of lead management, lead acquisition, buy PPC leads and convert them, and little lightweight apps. But these aren't business platforms. These are applications where you have to work the way that they want you to work. Whereas a business platform should be molded to your business. So you need a platform that can be configured to the way you do things. It has all the tools that you need in one place. And that's why we built our platform on Force.com. It's because it's a true business platform. And it's the best in the world. There's $100 billion market value behind Salesforce, 4+ million users, 10,000 apps which already integrate, and 10,000 developers that are constantly improving the platform so that you guys can take it. You can take our real estate process and you can mold it, and you don't need to be a computer science geek to do it. You can constantly improve it. And it's future-proof. This platform's not going anywhere. If you put your business on this platform and you get it up and running, you're going to be in a really good place. And so that's why we picked Salesforce to back us up. And we're going to show you that technology here in a minute. And so what are we trying to do? We're trying to just connect that gap. We're trying to bring the brokerages and the agents together so that they can create the best client experience for their brand possible. And that's what I'm excited to show you all today. This is kind of a glimpse of, what everything involved in a real estate business is. You have all these different components. You have your website, your marketing, your leads sources, which are coming in, your contact database, your showings, your transactions, your listings. This is a ton of different components that really make up that real estate business. And Propertybase, we can bring it all together on one platform. So that's what we're excited to show you today. And with that, I will stop looking at slides and we'll jump right over to the live demo. All right. So 1 second, bear with me while I switch over here. You're muting. Thank you. All right. So jumping in, thank you for bearing with me. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. It's almost the weekend. We're almost there, everybody. So excited to show you guys Propertybase. This is the brand new user interface. You can see it's sleek, it's modern, and we're going to just kind of run through a couple components today. I want to show you guys how to work as an agent in Propertybase, and then on the back end, I want to show you some of those business processes that you can bake into Propertybase as well. So right now we're on the PB Sales app, and which means this is for all sales. It kind of just gives you a glimpse of all the different tools up here at the top of the tabs. The sleek interface, when you're trying to look for someone in Propertybase or a listing or anything at all, you just type it in here. It's like a Google search engine for your database. It's going to go find it for you. The calendar, this is going to be integrated with your Gmail or your Outlook or whatever it is you're using. So wherever you're creating an event, it will go to both places. But you got the ability to share calendars here if you got a team. You can create different color codes for different types of events, so you can really start to visualize what's going on in your week. So one of the best calendars out there. When we're talking about working in tasks, this is all just, I want to cover really quickly just kind of like the basic CRM stuff, and then we'll jump into the fun stuff. But, I've got some things to do today. I got to email a guide to the buying home, so I can click that. It's going to bring open that task over here. I can just complete it, or I can do a close and follow up, which is a great way to just say, hey, here's what just happened. Here's the next action. Let's go pick a date, and then that's going to be on the list of things for me to do that day. So that's pretty much the basic framework for a CRM. You need to be able to have your calendars, your tasks, and your contacts. But what I'm excited to show you today is this new interface, which is a much sleeker design for agents and a way to work. So let's just jump over to that. If I hop over here to the back end of what we call the app launcher, you can see that we've configured 6 really specific apps for different roles in an organization. And depending on which app I choose, it's going to bring up a different homepage for me, and it's going to bring up the things that I need to see to run my business. And so one other note here, though, while we're back here, is you've got the app exchange, which is it's unique to the Force.com world. Literally thousands of apps which just already integrate. So whatever business tools you guys are using out there, most likely you've got an app for it, to where you can just plug and play that right into your system. Whether that's a phone dialer, all the major phone dialers, or DocuSign, or whatever it is. And there's all sorts of neat stuff back here. So as you grow with the tool, you kind of add these things as you go and you learn what your business needs. But let's jump right over to the PB Agent app. And this is really the exciting user interface, because what it does is it takes kind of this robust system and it boils it down to a simple, easy to use tool. So I want to just kind of show you how things work back here. First off, we've got a couple pen down tabs here. We got our homepage tab. As an agent, I just want to see, what are my new leads that I have going on? Where did they come from? My prospecting list. Who do I need to reach out to? Who should I be engaging with constantly? And this is just going to give me a nice list of folks that, I can visualize them by their score of when we need to follow up. And so, if you're staying on top of these two things, you're creating those connections. You're getting getting new leads in the door, and you're staying in touch with your sphere of influence. I've also got my tasks, is the 3 things that are due today that I need to bang out, and my calendar event over here. I wanted to just show Chatter as well. This is great. This is an internal communication tool for your team. And it allows you to follow records, so you can see when listings are being updated by the MLS, like on a price or something. It's going to drop that in here. And when you're on your mobile phone, you got the Propertybase app, so you can, you'll get a nice little feed of everything going on in the business, and it's cool. I can see, I just installed this app called Cirrus Insight. Let's talk about that for a minute. That's a great application. That is going to tie my Gmail into my Propertybase. And so you can see Cirrus Insight here. I just installed it, automatically connected all my contacts. It brought them over to Propertybase. It's going to allow me to see all my CRM data right in my inbox. So if I click on Walker Mattingly, that should be Bobby Byer if I'm doing a little demo here, but it will pull up his contact information right over here. I can log calls. I can do my CRM stuff right here in the inbox. But more importantly, it adds some pretty sweet tools to my inbox as well. So if I click reply here, I'm going to have the ability to respond to Bobby. I can add that so it goes right into Propertybase and sticks against his contact record. I got tracking. I can suggest times from my calendar. I can start a drip campaign from here. I can send it later. I can follow up. If he doesn't respond to this email in a day, hit me with a follow-up. Let me know that. I've got all my templates right here. So really nice way of just integrating the CRM right with the inbox. This is like on, super power integration. It's the best out there. There's a free one that does essentially the same thing without some of these, nice little tools like tracking and the drip campaign. So sorry, I digress. Let's go back to the CRM. The new way of working, and this is really what I wanted to show you, is if I click here, I'm going to have all of my options. And right now I've got the contact tab open. And so I can go in and I can see all my different list views. And these list views are totally configurable by agents or by the brokerage for agents. But some that come out of the box, and there's an integration that I want to talk about today as well called Revaluate, which is artificial intelligence in your CRM telling you who's most likely to move. So I've got some of those list views built in here. I can see a move score, and high income contacts. It's going to actually tell me the income of my contacts, which is, things are getting a little crazy. We could see some pretty interesting information just from information collected online. But brokerages are starting to use this, so you guys should consider it too. I'll show you what it can do. But essentially when I'm in this list view, I can work through it. I've got my options over here, so I can import contacts directly. I could go ahead and just send this whole list in a mass email right here. So I've got those tools, but I've got my filters over here. So, I can see if I wanted to add new filters and get to a new list view and rename it, that's easy to do. I could even throw graphs up here and, some interesting stuff. But the way that I prefer to work is to switch the view from table. The next way would be Kanban, which is just a way of dragging and dropping. So if I'm working in new leads, I can quickly call them and just move them to different stages. But my favorite is this one. It's called the split view. And what the split view does is it allows me to work in tabs. So if I pop open Shawnee Press and I want to work her contact record, I can do that. I've got that in window view, but I could just pop open 2, 3, 4 of these tabs, however many I want to just try to tackle at once. And then I just collapsed that split view. So I got my full screen here. Starting with Shawnee, I'm going to move her to the working on it stage because I'm actually working on this now. And I'm just going to send her an email. And this is going to come right from your Gmail, your Outlook, or whatever it is you integrated. You've got your templates down here, which you guys can take from us or build on over time. So, check my email, send that one off. And then I can move right over to Sybil. I'm going to mark her as working on it too, but I'm just going to actually just log a call for Sybil. I just gave her a call. Great convo, follow up later, that kind of thing. And so save that one. And then I can move on to Dottie, and you get the idea. Basically, we can just go ahead and work through this list of leads very quickly, and do take these quick actions. Maybe I want to start a drip campaign with Dottie. And that's going to allow me to pull up Dottie's record and pull up a nice drip campaign, throw her on that. Great. Let's start that. Now she's logged on a drip campaign, and everyone else has some activities against them. So I'll just close those out, and I can head back to my list view here. If I refresh it, it'll take all those people off my new lead list because I've actually engaged with them. I forgot to move Dottie over, but that's the idea, is to just work through lists as quickly as possible. And now, as an agent, you're also going to have these all of your different tabs here. So we can see listings. We can actually take the MLS listing feed and put it right into Propertybase, allowing you to do some really interesting things and recommend properties from here and log on showings. The closings, managing all my closing records. As an agent, I want to see, and I can just head right back to this table view, and I can see, what are my open closings? What are all what's my active pipeline? What am I working on? And I'll explain this workflow for you in a little bit here. But back to the home screen, one thing I did want to show was the prospecting list and this integration for the artificial intelligence, which is Revaluate. And so if I were to jump into this prospecting list and we look at this thing, it's called the Move Score. Very, very intriguing stuff. So actually what Revaluate does is it takes they call it the 7 Ds. It will look online for if someone had purchased diamonds, if someone had just gotten a divorce, if someone has, ordered a dumpster. And it takes all of this information. It knows client's income. It knows all these, it's all publicly available online. But it will tell you who in your database is most likely to move. And it has a high percentage of being accurate. And that's great. So if you get everybody in here and you're just focusing on these folks that are most likely to move, and you're focusing your follow-ups there, your transaction rate should increase dramatically. And so how does this work? Let me just pull up Bobby Buyer here. This is a great example. Bobby Buyer. And actually the Revaluate component would be over here telling you their income, and but it can all, we can visualize it here just right on the record. So first off, these are the details of Bobby Buyer. His phone number is how long has it been since we talked to Bobby? Qualification, he's active, he's a buyer. We got all of our buckets that we're putting Bobby in, and we can configure these and add our own. And then Revaluate score, he's got a 70. His income is on average is about 120,000. He's in the age range 30 to 40 years old. This information, again, coming from our partner, I mean, how valuable is that? How valuable is it to see your database and understand, being able to categorize them by income, or by the potential that they're about to move because they just bought a diamond ring, or diapers. They just had a baby. Maybe, hey, it's, you got to be tactful with how you reach out, but good information to have nonetheless. So I wanted to, and it looks like we have a question there. John, did you want to, how accurate would the Move Score be in second home markets? Great question, Kevin. I would defer to the folks over at Revaluate to answer that one. So I wouldn't know. And then we had another one from Jesus. Is it different language in Spanish? Yes, we do also provide the CRM in Spanish, Jesus. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us after the call. I'll be happy to get you answers for any of these questions. So just kind of going back to the workflow here. So we've got Bobby Buyer. He's in this active category, so we're actively working with him, trying to help him find a home. We've got information here, and you can see there's a kind of a business card style, just locking these fields in place up here, telling us what we need to do. We can send emails from here. We can do a host of other actions. We can add SMS. You can send text messages right from Propertybase. That's another integration that we can package in there for you. If I click on related, this is going to give me all the different things that relate back to Bobby Buyer. So we've got kind of our productivity things right here at the beginning. And we've got, I see a couple more questions coming in. Nice, John. John's on that. Okay, I'll just keep on my path here. So we can see, the drip campaigns. We can launch people on drip campaigns. We got some prepackaged ones in there for you. You can create your own action plans, just a template of tasks. I've got a new buyer, want to put them on a 4-task action plan. Remind myself to follow up and stick on those tasks. The saved searches, or what we call inquiries. A lot of times this is going to be integrated right from your website. And that's what we want to do, is get your website integrated in this. So if anyone saves a search there, it's going to come in here. But you've got the ability to create these yourself. And it's just, basically, what are they looking for? Bedroom, bathrooms, etc. Now, linked listings, or the favorited listings, what are they looking at? What listings are they most interested in? We want that right against the record as well. So that's the great. With our websites, we offer websites now, and they're built by Boston Logic, one of the best website companies in the game. And so, you can, with that, you have it directly integrated. So if you needed to go with a CRM with an integrated website, we've got that for you. And it's integrated in a way where you're going to see all the things that they're doing on their website right here on the contact record. Now, we are totally agnostic in terms of who we integrate with, because we're the platform. So if you got a different website that you love and you want to integrate that to Propertybase, we're going to help you do that too, because it's all about getting all the data in one place. If I scroll down further, I can see offers that Bobby's put on properties. He's an active buyer with me. He was an investor. And then I've got closing. So I can see which properties are actually closing. And if I click over into this closing record, notice how the tab structure works. Bobby Buyer's still my contact that I'm open on. And now I've got his closing record right here. Scrolling down, I can see the listing that it's related to. I can see different contacts that are involved in this closing. And we can integrate and drop a component right here for your transaction tool if you use one for DocuSign or .loop. That way, you can actually single sign on right into .loop over here, push all this data into .loop, complete that transaction, and it's going to update this record, keeping, again, all that data in one place. Maybe you love your transaction tool, and how it helps you keep in charge of, and track of compliance and signatures, but it's not a CRM. So, the platform, it's all about getting it all tied in together here. The transaction details, what was the price for, and who's getting paid on the commission overview. And then you can build your process in here. We know a ton of people, and almost all, maybe over half the clients that come to us are actually managing their closing process and checklists or action plans in Excel and, from email. This is a major benefit to get your system programmed in here with your checklist of items, things need to be done. We can fire off automations on any of these fields. And so our approach, again, is to not try to make you fit into the software. Our AEs are going to come and consult you and understand your business, and then we're going to build that in here, because configuring Propertybase is simple. So with that said, let me just jump right over to back to the details page here. Have a quick look at the listings, because I think that's important. Listings are going to be obviously all active listings that you're working on. So I can see, my active listings, and I can organize those and I can work on those from here. We have a question here. Do you have a way to filter the listings, like a listing manager, to filter by listing, the listing by city, property? Yep, we do. So you got kind of two options here. We got the listing manager, which is another tab which you would add. And that one is, let me just grab it real quick and show it to you. It's just a little more like you would find on like a Zillow or, on your website or like an IDX search. And essentially it's going to pull up all your listings in the organization, and I can filter by, sale, I can say city. And once you've designed your list of properties, I can quickly send these out to my clients. So I can print it, make a nice PDF flyer, I can send it. We've got great templates for all of your listing presentations. So yeah, you've got those options there as well. Thanks for the question, Paul. So back to my listings here. And again, I can switch to that split view. If I need to kind of work on a couple of these at once, I can load them up. Maybe I'll get rid of Bobby Buyer there. And we've got our listing page here, which is similar. You've got your path of, once we get a new listing, there's things we need to do, and we can bake those in and automate as much as possible into the system. But details, again, this is either coming from something that you put in the system and push other places. You can push it to your website or push it to other portals. We can also integrate your MLS directly, so you never have to type in a listing into this database. So that's something you should talk with your account executive about. The related list here, it's similar. Everything works the same in this system. You're going to see the offers and closings that are coming in on this, and you can create that seller report so that you can always tell them how many activities, how many showings, what's going on around their listings. Very important to create that great client experience for both your buyers and your sellers. We've got matching. I can go back and I can reverse match this listing and check for all of the contacts that are looking for something like this and hit them with an email. So all those nice little tools in there are going to just help you become more effective, get better information to your clients when they need that. So Marketing Center, I'm going to talk about this really quickly. I think it's amazing. It's our new Marketing Center. Agents can use this. They can for their mass email marketing campaigns, but the marketing team can send out all of their newsletters, all of their all your company communication on behalf of the agents here with this tool as well. And so actually let's take a moment. I'm going to switch over to the manager. Oh, are we paused? Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. So yeah, what we were talking about is the listing. I'll just quickly show you that. This is the listing record. You've got your related lists here. You've got your images and media and your matching. And then the Marketing Center is where we can actually create mass email campaigns. And I'm excited to show you this. This is the brand new, right off the press feature of Propertybase. It's like having MailChimp in your CRM. So no more having to connect those things. And so actually, let me jump over. I'm in the manager view here. Let me jump over to the marketing view, and we can do that. Let me just see here. So to create, just really quickly show you what it looks like in here. We got our mass email campaign. We can create as many campaigns as we want, either as an agent or as the company. And when we create a new one, it's just going to take you through these steps. So, this is our newsletter. Spell it right, newsletter. All right. And then, this is going to come from me today. And this is going to come from Propertybase. All right. So, and then recipients, we can just select any, we showed you how to filter on a list and create a list. So we can do any new list we want. We'll send this to all of our new leads and, newsletter for June. save and next. And this is what I wanted to really talk about. So building your templates, we can select the style that we want. Really, if you're used to using like a MailChimp and being able to drag and drop your components into that template, same thing. So I can put my text in here. We can drop a listing in here. We got our dividers. We can grab an image, button. We can mail merge. Of course, you want to do that, so it's saying it's being specific and personalized. But then I can actually mass email this to that list of all of my new leads. So that's an exciting new tool. Now that we're kind of talking more kind of global, we've jumped out of the agent process and now we're looking more kind of at the business process. So I'm on the manager profile. Couple things to point out there. The lead routing, which would be the ability to, first off, we can take all of your leads and bring them into Propertybase. And so we've got the, which is called front desk. We'll actually take your web leads directly through connecting through their API. And we'll take all of your leads coming in from Zillow, Trulia, anywhere you get them online, and we'll hand you an email address. And that email address will actually bring all those leads directly into Propertybase. From there, you can use the lead router to decide how do you want to distribute those leads. Do you want to do a pool? Do you want to do a click to claim? Should it just be a round robin? We've got those options. And notifications, people are getting dinged on their mobile every time there's a new lead. They're getting that email. We can create a workflow of emails that are going out automatically. And so that's kind of the first step, is getting the leads in here, distributing them, and making sure they're being followed up with right away. And that's going to help you guys, everybody out with their lead conversions. The last thing that I want to show, and then we're just going to open it up for questions, is reports and dashboards. And just understanding, if you go to the report here, and this is really what, once you have your business process in Propertybase, how are you going to get the value out of it? You're going to know what's going on in your business, whether you're an agent needing to understand, where you are in your goals, or your company, you're kind of at the head, the top of the chain, and you need to know what's going on in the business, what leads are doing good, which ones aren't. You'll have all of those reports already created in here, and you can create your own reports. It's really simple to create a report. It's all drag and drop. And so we've got the report builder in here, which is unique to this platform. The last thing I want to finish on is, because once you got those reports, it's the dashboards that drive the business. And so, my agent dashboard, what are my commissions so far this year? What am I doing this month? What am I projected to do? And all the open closings that I have out there, I can start to forecast a host of other, things that tell me what's going on in my business. Let's check out the transaction management dashboard. This is more on the company level. How are we doing as a business? Maybe as an organization, you want to create some leaderboards and celebrate folks that are doing great in different categories. So, we've got a leaderboard dashboard for you. Maybe I want to just switch over to my lead generation dashboard and understand, what are all my lead sources? What's coming in right now? What are my, what lead sources are actually closing into transactions? And so this is the information that's going to help you drive your business. And it's a real business platform. This is, all the other industries have figured out you need a business platform and you can connect things to that platform. Real estate's a little behind in that category, but we're trying to help them catch up. So with that said, very much appreciate everybody that took the time to come in and watch this with us. I'd like to open the floor for questions. Anyone anything that's burning on your mind, please feel free to put that in the chat. All right. Let's see how we've got one that says, how does GDPR is implemented for all customer contacts? Looks like John answered that one. Thank you. We're on top of GDPR that changed the game for all businesses and the cloud or B2B and B2C industries. Stefan Roman asked, is it possible to make commission field on the closing record only visible to managers? Yep, absolutely, Stefan. That's exactly the type of thing you can do with Propertybase. If you open a closing record, you have the ability as an administrator to edit this, create fields, and lock fields down to certain profiles. So you can say, hey, the agent profile, they should only see closings that belong to them. So the security settings are great in that regard. All right, Kevin, any luck with integrating with CTME contracts in Colorado? We have not explored that one, Kevin. But generally with our API, if CTME contracts would allow for that, in terms of they have an open API, we definitely can, and we've got a team that helps with these integrations. All right. Any other questions? Okay, so Sarah asked, I have a website, can you integrate it? Yes, Sarah, that's what we do. We can go ahead and bring all of your leads in from your website to Propertybase, and any information that you're tracking there, if there's a login to your website and they save searches or favorite listings, we should be able to integrate that in directly to Propertybase as well. All right. Any other questions? Wendy says she likes Revaluate, the artificial intelligence. Is that a free integration? What are the sources? So the Revaluate integration, it's not free. It's part of our partner network. So and the sources are, I think they're pulling from 30 or 40 different sources online. And so it's actually going off the email address. And if we can provide Revaluate with email addresses, they can come back with the score, and they can come back with information that's relevant on that contact record, like their income level. Are they currently owning a home? When was the last time they sold or moved? Information that should just put super fuel into the database. Public records, and it's all coming from public records. And they don't share their secret sauce with us, or otherwise we would just build it. Jesus says, do you provide website to publish properties listed here? Yes. You can. We've got a tool. It's called Web Listing Service, and that means that you can just create new listings in here. And this will be your listing manager, and we can push it to any website where it needs to be searched, and you need those detail pages. One more question here. Will Propertybase train my team how to use the CRM? You betcha. That's what we do. We're the best in the business in terms of our support team. Most of our folks in our support team have been with us for 5 to 6 years. They are experts in evaluating businesses, finding the gaps, and helping with those solutions, and getting those configured as quickly as possible, and getting the agents and the team trained up. And so that's part of our onboarding. And if you want more information on that, please do reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with an AE that will take good care of you. Does this include Boomtown on the API? They seem to be pretty closed. Boomtown is definitely, we have a lot of clients, not a lot, but we do have clients that use Boomtown in conjunction with Propertybase. So Propertybase can be the system of record, and Boomtown has the website already with the lead management side of things, and some agents just love that tool. And again, we're agnostic. Yes, we can integrate with it. We will take those Boomtown leads and bring them right into Propertybase, and it doesn't need to be through their API. We can do it directly from email notifications that are being received from Boomtown.
can you merge different company processes into a single centralized unified instance for the new company's acquisition? That's an amazing question, and that's exactly why you would choose a business platform that's configurable. And so, yes, that's our bread and butter, is understanding, how do these two companies merge together? What data needs to come together? What's the ultimate field set that we want in each of these categories based on both of those data sets? And we can bring them together into one platform. And that's what our support team is skilled at as well. So, I think that's it, unless anyone has any last questions. That's perfect. We're ending about 10 minutes early, and just want to say, thank you again. It's been great to show you the new and improved Propertybase. I'm going to pass it back over to Mr. Nate here.
But Walker, thank you very much. That was a great presentation. And thank you to everyone who attended today. As a reminder, again, we will provide a recording of this demo via email to all of our attendees today. And along with that recording, we will also provide you with an email invitation link for a personal consultation to assess your processes. So if you are interested in that, please do hit us up. We'd love to connect and learn more about your business. And finally, for everyone that's on this webinar, we are also offering a great fall discount for our CRM. We're going to be offering 25% off our list price for anyone who mentions this webinar for the month of September. So the time has never been better to get on board with Propertybase. And again, I just want to thank Walker and thank all of the attendees today. I wish you guys a great day and an excellent weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.